Hello, my wonderful Smarties. Today is Thursday, and we are about to go over our work. So here we go. Parts of speech. This is your ELA morning work. Let's try to do it first. Nouns are supposed to be colored blue. Please remember that a noun is a person, place, or thing. So the things you can touch. I can touch paper. Paper is a noun. I can touch Miss Hardy. Miss Hardy is a noun. Okay. I can touch the school building. I'm touching the wall. The school building is a noun. Okay. So let's see if we can find our nouns. Pizza, definitely a noun. Tent, I can touch that. That's a place. That's a noun. Lose, no. Laugh, that would be funny if you could touch a laugh. And they got laugh on here twice. Trot, nope, I can't touch that. Hungry, can't touch a hungry either. Can't touch a chuckle. I can't touch a messy. Roast. Now, if you're making a roast, you could touch that. So if you colored that one blue, I'd be okay, but I'm not going to color it blue. Jayla, that's a person. I can touch her. Green is not, I could touch a green crayon, but the crayon would be the noun, not green. And camp, camp is a place I can go to, so it is a noun. The next one says to color the verbs. I chopped it off when I made copies. I forgot our copier does that. I'm sorry. But that is verbs are supposed to be orange. Verbs show action. So these are things that we do. We can lose. That's what happens when you don't win. We can laugh. And of course, we can laugh again. And I just said a while ago, a trot is something that a horse does. It's an action that a horse does. So it's orange. Hungry is not something that you do. That's something that you are. So it is not an action. It is not a verb. Chuckle is like laughing. It's something that you do. It can be orange. Messy is not something you do. Roast is something you do to food. Like you can roast a marshmallow, you can roast a chicken. Green is not something you do, so it is not a verb. Okay, so our verbs are lose, laugh, laugh, trot, chuckle, and roast. And finally, our adjectives are supposed to be done in green. Adjectives are words that describe. So I would describe a person as being hungry. I could describe a room as being messy. And I can describe this color of marker as being green. Okay? So hungry, green, and messy are your adjectives or describing words. Moving on, a or an. Color a or an blue to complete each sentence. If you circled it with your pencil, that's fine. Matter of fact, if you wrote the colors on this side, that is fine as well. I understand if you don't have crayons. All right, A is what we use in front of a word that begins with a consonant. An is what we use in front of a word that begins with a vowel. We need a tent for our trip. Tent begins with a vowel, so we use a consonant, so we use a. Betty made a peach cobbler. P is a consonant, so we use a. I would prefer an ice cream cone. I is a vowel, so we use an. Jen bought an emergency kit. Emergency starts with an E, which is a vowel, so we use an. And do you have a book to read? Book starts with a B, which is a consonant, so we use a. That's it for your morning work ELA. Let's find your math. And I thought this was on two different pages. And if I had known that, I would not have written with a permanent marker. So sorry. But I think we can still read through it. How many students chose vanilla as their favorite ice cream? We go to vanilla. We see how many students that is. We write our answer, 4. Which ice cream did most of the students select? So we go down our list here. We find the biggest number, which is 10. And we see that cookie dough is our answer. And number, this doesn't have a number, sorry, a bear. I thought this was all math, but apparently they throw in some science in there every once in a while. I reckon since it's a throwback, they can throw whatever they want to in there. But anyway, a bear is a mammal. A is our answer for that. And Lisa has $1 bill, 3 quarters, and 2 dimes. How much money does she have? Remember how much I love algorithms? When you have dollar signs and cents, you have to be careful to keep your decimals lined up. So $1 bill is obviously $1. 3 quarters, each quarter is worth 25 cents. So we do decimal because it's $0.25. And there's 3 of those. And then there's 2 dimes. A dime is worth 10 cents. So keep those decimals in a line and put our 10. And then add them all together. 0 plus 5. Hey, I can count by 5s. Remember, 5, 10, 15. And regroup the 10 right there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep my decimal right there, and there's nothing here except that 1 on top. So my answer is $1.95. All right, moving on. You had a test to do today for Yoon and the Jade bracelet. This was a grade, so I'm not going to tell you the answers now. You should be telling me the answers today. There's a couple of different ways you can do it. Your parents or you can just come on the side right here and write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then after that, it starts all over again because it's the comprehension part. And you can grade number your paper like that and just write your answer out here to the side, whether it be A, B, C, D, or whatever, and have your parents take a picture of this and send me this. Okay, that's one way they can do it. Or you can fill it out every page and take a picture of every page and send me the picture of every page. But parents, you have to do that one at a time. The Remind system that we use will not take multiple pictures at one time. It just does, I'll only get one of them. Or you can do it online and submit it online. It's a little tricky there because you're working with text boxes, but if you watched our video from last week, you should know how to maneuver around those text boxes so that you can submit that. If I don't find it today, I will hunt your parents down tomorrow and try to find it. Okay, so there's that. That was for a grade. Your next packet, or your next sheet in your packet, was the video that you had with your lesson for today about mom and dad's t-shirts. So we don't have to do that one. It's already been done. And the final one here says, study the example problem showing a multiplication sentence that represents a picture of equal groups and then solve problems 1 through 7. Sophia has 2 groups of balloons. Each group has 4 balloons. Sophia has 2 groups of 4 balloons. She multiplied to find how many balloons she has altogether. My phone is ringing in the background. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn that off. Just ignore it. So here we have 2 groups, 1 group, 2 groups. And there's 2 groups of 4. There's 4 in each one of these groups. That means we have a total of 8 balloons altogether. Now Luke does something similar, but he still does it differently. It says, how many groups of balloons does Luke have? Well, now we count his groups are smaller, so count his groups. He has 4 groups. How many balloons are in each group? So now we just look at one group and we count how many are in that group. And then write a multiplication sentence to show how many balloons Luke has. He has 4 groups of 2, which equals a total of 1. Oh, we can count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. 4 times 2 equals 8, which is almost the same thing that we wrote up here, but we just proved that the order doesn't matter. As long as our factors are the same, the 4 and the 2, then our product is going to be the same, 8. All right, let's move over to the last page for today. It's got some dots at the top of it. Look at the picture. How many groups are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't know what a group is a bunch of things pushed together real closely, okay? How many dots are in each group? Well, you look in one group and you count how many dots are there. There are 5. Write a multiplication sentence for the picture. Well, we start with how many groups? We have 4 groups of 5. And I can count by 5s to figure this out. 5, 10, 15, 20. Now write a multiplication sentence for this picture. Oh, this picture is a little different right here. We're still using dots. How many groups are there? 5 groups of, how many are in each group? Well, let's just look at one group. 4. And then how many does that equal? Well, remember what we just learned? Our factors are the same. We have a 5 and a 4. We just flip-flopped them. So our product is going to be the same, 20. And draw a picture that shows 3 times 8 equals 16. There are many, many right answers for this. You can do chocolate chip cookies, 3 cookies, and put 6 chocolate chips on each one. Or you could draw an array that has 3 rows of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that would do it. And there are some other ways too. As long as you have 3 groups of 6, you've got it. And finally, Mitch has 4 groups of 3 stamps. Draw a picture of the groups and write a multiplication sentence for the picture. So again, you could draw any picture. We can do 4 groups as our chocolate chip cookies again and put 3 chips on each one, or you can draw an array. I did that wrong. Don't do it that way. It's groups of 3. There we go. And then write the multiplication sentence. We have 4 groups of 3, which equals 12. So we would say 4 times 3 equals 12. And that is your lesson for today. Thank you for sticking with us and hanging in there. Have a great day.